few clouds over Monson here, but you can still see some blue sky.
Yeah, and they've got pretty decent looking ice there. I mean, I don't know, you have to go out there and put an auger to it, but
yeah,
it looks good at least. It's been chilly November and early December so far. We haven't really corresponded that with a lot of snow in a lot of spots, but this week is the same thing, kind of cooler than average. I'm trying to think the last time we had 2 below average months in a row if we end up with one in December. It's been a long time.
It has. It feels like it's been a long time.
Definitely since, I would say, 2010 or so. I'll have to look at that if it ends up that way. But, these stretches, and we had some last week, too, where we're below average temperature-wise, start to add up. And here we are again, temperatures in the mid-30s, upper 30s. Look, it's comfortable enough out. Our average high, though, is 41, I think, in Portland. So we're still below average, and it's in the 20s into the mountains. Satellite looks good. There are some clouds, though, as Amanda noted on that webcam, you can see have stretched into the mountains. A few batches of clouds down across southern Maine as well. So we'll see more off and on cloudiness this afternoon than we did the first half of the day. Remember, that doesn't really impact temperatures much at all this time of the year, but it just changes the feel of the day when we get more clouds involved. Widen out the picture and look at the radar, and you can see a little trough towards Ottawa, and then there's actually an Arctic cold front to our north and west. And that little front coming through tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, is really the only sensible weather pattern we have this week, at least during the work week. There's not much going on. So even though it's chilly today, temperatures don't really fall off a cliff tonight as they did last week a few nights. We'll be around freezing along the coastline. We'll see some upper 20s inland and then teens into the mountains, but not brutally cold. That front tries to come through, that Arctic cold front, tomorrow afternoon. It's almost hard to make out here. We're in the mid-30s through tomorrow afternoon. Here's the front right about there. You see it moving just offshore around 8, 9 o'clock. Once that happens, it does get colder tomorrow night, and temperatures get down into the upper teens, even along the coastline, mid-teens inland, and then the single digits into the mountains. So that'll be the coldest night of the stretch, and it'll set us up for a chilly day on Thursday, where despite the sunshine, a lot of us, almost all of us, will stay in the 20s, and the mountains will stay into the teens through the day on Thursday. Start to recover, though. Friday, Saturday, Sunday all look pretty good to me. Not knockout days, but 40 to 45 and a mixture of sun and clouds is not bad this time of the year. So I think we set up for a pretty nice weekend as those temperatures start to moderate. And then we're watching this, as Todd has circled this area down towards Miami, Florida. That's going to be a developing low pressure system that looks really interesting for early next week. I will say that we wouldn't even probably talk about this if there wasn't so quiet through the rest of this week. The only thing that's happening is our temperature trend is going up for the weekend. Just a quick note on that Monday storm. It has the potential to be a pretty big coastal storm. We just have to figure out where it's going to go exactly. This is the most extreme version. The European model really amps this storm up on Monday, and it would be a rain and wind event. But you can see how things change on that as they did with our storm from yesterday. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's it, though. I mean, we got that Arctic front coming through. It gets chilly on Thursday, nice on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Pretty good looking weather there. And then another storm risk on Monday. Again, that's a big coastal storm. At this point, it doesn't look like it would want to be a snowstorm, but there's a while for that to pan out still.
Okay. It is weird to have the cold and then rain.
We did that not last year, maybe the year before, where we had these stretches and then it was like, here comes a storm, back to the 40s.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing early on here.
All right, Keith. Thank you.